What really happens when one of Hollywood's most beloved actresses clashes live on air with a late-night host who thinks he can say anything and get away with it? Tonight, we're diving into the explosive confrontation that left Ana de Armas storming off set and Jimmy Kimmel scrambling to save face. This is the untold story of how a routine promotional interview turned into one of the most shocking meltdowns in late-night television history. But before we dive into the drama, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and leave a comment. Which celebrity do you think would handle Jimmy Kimmel best in a heated exchange? From the moment Ana de Armas stepped onto the Jimmy Kimmel Live stage, the tension was noticeable. What should have been a light-hearted promotional appearance quickly spiraled into something darker. According to backstage sources, Kimmel had been in a foul mood all day, snapping at staff and making snide remarks about his guests. But no one expected what was about to unfold once the cameras rolled. Kimmel kicked off with his trademark smirk. "Greater than I have to ask about your accent. It's improved over the years, but I still catch those little slips. Are you ever going to sound completely American? Or is that just part of your charm?" The audience shifted uncomfortably. Ana's smile faded for a second before she replied, poised, "Greater than well, Jimmy, my accent is part of who I am. I'm proud of where I come from, and there's nothing wrong with sounding Cuban." Kimmel waved dismissively. "Greater than nothing wrong with it. I'm just wondering if Hollywood coaches are helping you with our broken bar, for bigger roles." Ana's expression sharpened. "Greater than I've had plenty of big roles, Jimmy. Some of the most successful films in recent years. In fact, my accent hasn't held me back." Kimmel pushed further. "Greater than, but let's be real. When you're playing an American character or someone from, say, Kansas, don't you think the audience wants authenticity? Doesn't that accent break the illusion?" Now, the audience was dead silent. Ana leaned forward. "Greater than, are you saying I'm not authentic in my performances? Because I've worked incredibly hard, and no director or producer has ever said my accent was a problem." Kimmel chuckled, awkwardly. "Greater than, well, maybe not to your face. You know how Hollywoodites are always trying to be politically correct." Ana's jaw tightened. "Greater than, so you're implying I'm being hired as a token? That people are just being polite?" "Greater than, that's not what I meant." Kimmel backpedaled, but the damage was done. He tried to pivot. "Greater than accents can be distracting, like when Sean Connery played a Russian sub-captain but still sounded Scottish. People noticed." Ana's voice rose. "Greater than, are you seriously comparing my accent to Sean Connery's? He was celebrated for his. But when it's a Latino actress, it's a problem." Rather than backing off, Kimmel doubled down. "Greater than, I'm just trying to have an honest conversation. Isn't that what talk shows are for, a real talk?" Ana stood up, an unusual move for a guest. "Greater than, you want real talk, Jimmy? Let me give it to you." The audience buzzed with nervous energy. Kimmel looked panicked. But Ana wasn't finished. "Greater than real talk is that I've had to work twice as hard to get half the recognition. Real talk is that I've faced discrimination and still rose through talent and determination. And real talk is you joking about my accent is casual racism that people like me deal with every day." Kimmel paled. "Greater than, Ana, I think you're misunderstanding her." "Greater than, oh, you weren't trying to be racist?" she snapped. "Well, that makes it better, doesn't it? The fact that you don't even realize how offensive you're being makes it worse." Kimmel stammered. "Greater than, let's take a commercial break." "Greater than, no," Ana said firmly. "You started this conversation. We're going to finish it." She stepped closer. "Greater than, you want to talk about authenticity? Let's talk about how authentic it is for you to sit in that chair, mocking people's backgrounds while never facing a day of discrimination yourself." The studio was silent. Even the crew froze. "Greater than, I think you're being a little dramatic," Kimmel muttered. "This is a comedy show." Ana's voice rose again. "Greater than, calling out disrespect isn't being dramatic. This is what happens when a Latina woman refuses to laugh off your mockery. Suddenly she's the problem." The audience was glued to the momentophones discreetly recording despite strict no filming rules. Kimmel attempted a weak apology. "Greater than, I didn't mean to offend her. This is just how late night shows work. we joke around. If you can't handle a little teasing, greater than you think I can't handle late night. I've done Colbert, Fallon, Conan, they all interviewed me without mocking my heritage. Kimmel snapped. Greater than maybe they were just being polite. Maybe I'm the only one being honest. Gasps from the audience. Even his loyal fans looked stunned. Anna laughed, but it was bitter. Greater than you think respect is politeness, and you call this honesty? She stepped forward. Greater than here's the truth, Jimmy. You're a middle-aged white man who's never faced the obstacles I have. You've coasted on mediocrity, while I've had to be exceptional just to sit at this table. Kimmel tried to protest, but Anna wasn't finished. Greater than I'm not a racist, he muttered. Greater than then stop acting like one, Anna shot back. What followed was a powerful monologue. A fiery, heartfelt stand for everyone who's ever been mocked for their accent, their roots, or their culture. The audience began to applaud, slowly at first, then with conviction. Even crew members joined in. Anna ended with this: greater than your accent is not something to hide. Your heritage is not something to erase. You are not required to shrink yourself to make others comfortable. She left the stage to a standing ovation, while Kimmel sat behind his desk, speechless. The show cut to commercial break 3 segments early. By morning, the clip had gone viral. Millions watched as Ana de Armas turned a late-night insult into a masterclass on dignity and defiance. What do you think? Was Ana right to stand her ground so publicly, or should she have handled it differently? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories Hollywood doesn't want you to see.